Yeah, hello together. My name is Frederik Schweiger. First of all, I want to say thank you for the Mobiconf team and the possibility to speak to you today. And yeah, as I said, my name is Frederik Schweiger. I'm studying computer science in Germany, and I come from the GDG Düsseldorf. And yeah, you can find me on Google Plus at +Frederik Schweiger or on Twitter. So yeah, let's start and have a look. So this thing isn't working right now. No. Okay, this remote isn't working. I'll do it manually. So, okay. Technical issues right now. So, yeah. About 1 year ago, Google launched the Android Wear operating system at the Google I/O 2014. And until now, only a few applications have been built capable of running or operating correctly with Android Wear, or like extending the features of Android Wear. And yeah, as you can see, there's 4,000 applications this year. This was from the Google I/O 2015. And currently we have like 1.6 million apps at the Google Play Store, and that are only like 0.25% of the apps which can like run on the wearable device. And so why I'm here today is I want to encourage you to get the maximum out of this immense pool of possibilities that provides Android Wear. And this is what I want to show you off, all the functions and how you can build the best experience for your own app. So, okay, let's have a short look at this photo. Who can tell me what's wrong with this? As you may know, this is an everyday life situation, and probably any one of you has experienced it here in the room. Just imagine the situation: you're sitting with your family and friends, having dinner in some of your favorite restaurants, and it was a big busy week for you, and like 1 month ago you split up with a girlfriend, and suddenly you get a call from a girlfriend, from your ex-girlfriend, and you just wanted to deny it, but your phone lies on the table so everyone can see this, and the advice from your friends and family is like to answer the call, and you don't want to talk long. And on the phone she tells her about her new girlfriend, and after the call you're quite surprised. You check out her Google Plus page of the girlfriend, and you see that her boyfriend has a publicly visible profile too, and you check it out, and you see that he makes some funky music, and he has a SoundCloud account too, and you're going to check this out. And after about 30 minutes or so, you finally get back to reality and only just wanted to deny the call, but then got lost in your phone because you had all the different notifications popping up everywhere. And with Wear, you would have been able like to directly deny the call from your wrist, and your attention would not have been drawn away. So this is what Android Wear really tries to do. Here you can have a look at a timeline. This is like describes the real life. And when you just get your phone and try to unlock it and search for things, you know that you have many apps installed and stuff, and you get lost in the phone, and you're spending much more time than you originally wanted to. And this is what Google wants to solve with the Android Wear. So this is exactly the same real life timeline, so you have very short interruptions there, and you're just having a glimpse on your smartwatch and checking that out. So yes, this is how a typical Android Wear situation could look like. So when you're out with your friends, you just have a short glimpse on your wrist and check what's going on. Maybe reply if it's very important, and then you just continue with your real life and your friends. So this is your everyday phone, as you may know it, Nexus 5. I know there's a new generation that coming now, but the process to achieve something takes here a specific time. As I already said to you, you take out your phone and you swipe through your apps, and while doing that, you check out other apps. By the way, you have to unlock the phone, you have to search for the app, and so on. And this is quite powerful because you have a lot of, you can do a lot of things with it because you have relatively large screen at your pocket, but it's also very slow. So the aim and the question is how we get all this powerful information directly in such a small device. The aim is to redesign the user interface to match this new form factor. And that's what Android Wear tries to achieve there. So here are a few examples of Android Wear watches. And on one hand side, Google is really trying to focus on a few things. It's on the time telling and the personalization. So you can choose your own watch faces and do whatever you want. And on the other hand, they concentrate on showing us the most essential information, and which is most important right now. And in order to do this, in the new form factor, they completely redesigned the user experience and created a completely new user flow interaction with this device. And this consists mainly of two core functions, and this is suggesting and demanding something. So let's have a look at how Wear suggests you something. So this is the vertical list of cards showing some useful information, interactions, like Google Now on your phone. And users can swipe vertically through that list, and this automatically provides you with all the useful information you need right now, or precisely when you need it. And Google is really trying, or you as an app developer should really try to predict what the user wants, so that we do not really have to take out the phone from our pocket and to search for something, and really get the information we need most. We might encounter use cases where this is not going to happen. So Wear is not supposed to provide us information, and we want to demand something. And through the context stream, we can ask for something by swiping with our finger from right to the left in the newer versions of Android Wear. Or you just say, OK, Google, and this cue card pops up, which you can see there. And it shows us some suggested voice commands, which can be tapped to if you can't speak. And it activates some specific intent which we can use as developers and start a specific activity or whatever. And important part is that the voice interaction should be as simple as possible, so that we do not waste our precious time in our everyday life. So, as you may know, time is a luxury, not just in general, but particularly if you're developing applications for Android Wear. And all the information you need should be right there and accessible with one glance. And the characteristics of these Android Wear applications is that they are launched automatically, that they are glanceable, and that you can demand something from the wearable or the device, and that they have zero to very low interaction from the user. And this principle is called design for glancing. And as a next step, we have a short look on how to make your existing app Wear compatible. So there's not much work required to do this in the basic or simple way. Now there are these extended notifications and native Wear application. So what's the difference? The extended notifications are automatically pushed to your wearable. So if this is a notification on your phone, this looks like this on your wearable. And you have to do nothing for it to make it work. And since there's no code addition, Android Wear is doing many things for you automatically. So there's no work required. And even if you have like actions in your notifications, or have like set a style like media style or whatever to your notification, Android Wear does all of that on its own, and you do not need to add some code for it. So some of you may ask if that's really it. Is it really that simple? And action buttons, the background, etc., is automatically created for you on the wearable. I can assure you there is more. So look at that. Look at this notification. It has 2 pages and no app icon, and it feels like a native app on your wearable. And the code is quite simple for it. you have like this class, this WearableExtender class, and in it you can just like set the hint hide icon so that it doesn't display the app icon on your notification, or you can set a bigger background so you have a pretty nice image on your Android Wear device, and you can like add pages and all that kind of stuff. And this is pretty simple and a convenient way to add wear functionality to your app. And to use this, you can simply create this WearableExtender with this WearableExtender. Sorry for that. And you just set it to your notification. So it's quite simple. If you have like the notifications, you just extend it with the wearable extender, and that's it. So for this basic wearable support, it's just like 5 minutes work or so to make your app more beautiful on Android Wear. So if you want to dig deeper into it, when you want to write like a native Wear application, if you want to access like sensor data or voice recognition or whatever, then you need to write a native application. And these native applications have 3 main parts of which they consist. And on the one side, we have to send and synchronize data. We can set custom layouts, create custom layouts, and we have like voice actions. So let's start with the send data method. And to sync data or to create like data communication between the wearable and your handheld device, you need to create a Google API client because all communication works through this client. So obviously it's not possible to directly access internet connection on your wearable or directly connect to another device via Bluetooth. So you have always to go through this wearable data layer API. And yeah, this API consists of three main concepts. It's the data API, the node API, and the message API. In the data API, we have that data item, which consists of a payload and a path. And the payload is just a byte array, which can be up to 100 kilobytes its size. And the path is just a unique string in order to identify which object this is, which is going to be synchronized. And the Google API services do automatically synchronize these data items across the handheld and the wearable devices you're connected with. So you do not have to really do something there. Next, there's the node API, and the nodes have an ID, a name, and the feature if they are near. So you may have heard of the ability to connect an Android Wear device to your wireless network. It's just for functionality that if you're getting notifications and your handheld device is out of reach, it tries to fetch the notifications from the Google Cloud and displays it on your wearable. So you can search for the nodes, and each connected device to your Android Wear application is considered a node, and you can always check which nodes receives a specific message or a specific command. And for example, if you are writing like a voice transcription app, you want maybe find a node on the wearable which has enough processing power or a large enough battery to do all these tasks, and you can search for the specific nodes and get the right node which can handle these tasks. And then there's the message API, and the message API is just like a remote procedure call. It's just a one-way communication mechanism. It's like for launching intents on your wearable. If you're having your phone in your pocket and you want to start a specific activity or intent or whatever, you can send a message, but you have to be cautious when you're using this, because even if the Google Play services or the Google API client returns a success there, it doesn't mean that the message was received by the wearable. So it's just for fire and forget tasks. And that was the small overview over this data API. And then there's the custom UI part. And the next step is like designing and how to design the right user interface for the wearable. So the most important thing is that you do not try to port your main application on your handheld device to your wearable. So don't try to port the functionality or the user interface or whatever, and think about what your users really need. And always think about these stream cards first, because that's the concept of Android Wear, as seen before, the stream, the card stream, and it's a much more better experience for the user if they have like all the cards to view, and not a standalone app which pops up and displays some information. And while doing this, please keep in mind that you're designing for a whole new form factor, so don't display too much information, and please don't ask how to get these handheld features on the small device, like adding with 10 pages to a notification that the user can scroll all the way through them. You should use the better approach and ask which opportunities open up for you, like by supporting this new form factor. And if you don't really get new ideas or concepts in how to use like this Android Wear app, then you maybe should just like extend the notifications and build better notifications for the Android wearable and not a real native application on the Wear device. Yeah, as another part, please keep the interaction as short as possible and focus on the user ability to interact. And yeah, using a watch, just imagine you're using a watch every day, and most of the time you're doing something else. When using it, like running or walking or biking, talking to another person, and every interaction should just take 5 seconds, or if every interaction just takes 5 seconds, you won't be too distracted from your real life at all, and so thoughts and conversations and all the stuff you're doing right now won't be affected by it. So steady looking at your phone is not only rude, but participants feel mostly neglected by you. So that's the cool thing about Android Wear. So the next thing is, I don't know why, but calculator app seems to be a popular example when a new programming platform or something pops up, and you really should design like for bigger gestures and not like that one, like when you're trying to touch something and you really have to stop, you know, in order to tap it right. And yeah, the much better approach is like the one from Google, that you just ask something or just asking for this computation or whatever. And if it's too complicated to ask for, then it's maybe not a use case for Android Wear, but for a real handheld application. So yeah, the user should not have to be precise on what they're doing. They just need to maybe tap once or tap on the entire screen or somewhere. And a good example is when you do not adapt your gestures to the screen size. Maybe something happens like that, and someone is trying to do something, but it doesn't really work. And a good you can try it to understand how you should design for it if you just try it out. And maybe you just walk around and with a new Android application, and if you really need to stop or to slow down in order to achieve something on your Android Wear device, then you should think about it and you should change something, you know. Another big factor is that you should keep in mind that the people will wear those devices, these wearables, all day or most of the time, and this means that the user is more or less wearing your app. So you should be careful when you're buzzing or popping up a notification or vibrating the device, and respect the user's intimacy, and you should resist the urge to buzz your users on every move. You could compare it to someone who is constantly tapping like on your shoulders if you're talking to someone else, and you can't really concentrate on what you're doing. So if information just does not justify like suspending a conversation or whatever, then don't make it interruptive. So let it silently pop up on the Wear, but not with a vibration or something like that. So for all of this stuff, there's a Wearable UI library provided by Google, and it contains a lot of views like the wearable list view, circle image view, or confirmation activity. You simply add that dependency by adding this com.google.android.support, the wearable library. You just insert the current release version there. And this gives you a lot of opportunities to create a perfect, consistent user experience on the wearable device. So last but not least, we can use voice interactions to interact with the wearable. And there are a few different ways to do it. There are system-provided voice actions, the app-provided voice action, and the free-form speech input, as you may know it from the Android framework, the speech recognizer intent. So you can create the system-provided speech input like that. You just create an intent filter and then specify the category of it, like the self node. There's a big list on the Google website, so you can look it up there. And like this voice search.self node would be like, okay, Google, take a note, or okay, Google, note to self. Because unfortunately, we can't like declare our own voice actions right now. I hope there will be the day that when this is possible. And yeah, and there are lots more like, okay, Google, call me a taxi, and yeah, you name it. So another simple solution is like to declare it in the manifest as the label of the activity. You can just say, okay, Google, start, and the name of the activity or the label of the activity. So that works too. Yeah, as a last possibility to receive speech or input in your wearable app is to start the speech recognizer and get the results on activity result, and then just use it or do whatever you want to do with it. So that's it. Now it's a short demo time for you. Some applications I did over the last few weeks or months, just in order to show you what's possible or what Android Wear is capable of. And maybe you get 1 or 2 insights into what you can do or what you can develop with Android Wear. So the first one was, I don't know if it plays. No. So I have to press play. It's like Google Slides. So this was an app in order to open and unlock your car. The notification popped up like context aware when you're near the car, and you could press this notification, and all the settings like the mirror settings or the settings of the seat were set for you. So just like user profiles in whatever on a computer, so it saves all this kind of information for you. And after launching the app, you were able to unlock and lock the car, and you were also able to start diagnostics directly from the wearable to get information about the current health status from the car, and like this. And it was even possible like to change the user profile and change all the stuff. So that's one use case, like you could do with maybe with the new Tesla cars, because they have an open API. Another one would be whoops, and then no, sorry. Yeah, next slide. No one is a simple one. It's just like for opening your door at home with all the smart home devices, like Nest and whatever, how many things there are available on the market. You could open your door when you have like your shopping items in your hands, and just open the door and enter the house. It's quite convenient, and most people of it don't think of such use cases when they're thinking about like Android Wear or wearable devices in general, because they're just thinking of these fitness tracker things and time telling, and that's it. Maybe notifications, but not really native Android Wear apps. So another one would be more an extraordinary example is like a skydiving altimeter, when you have built an pressure sensor in your Android Wear device, so you can really use it for getting like the high and all the status information on your wrist. It's like, I like to show you the things you can really achieve or do with Android Wear. So it's a really cool platform to play with, and I just wanted to encourage you to use it and to try things out. So yeah, that's it after short of 30 minutes. Yeah, keep in mind, with Android Wear you can build these applications any other hasn't seen before, so it's just up to you. You can use them and build apps that are different from these we know, like on the handheld, and take advantage of this new form factor. Yeah, and in the end, it's up to you to do the great things there. Yeah, thanks for coming for this short introduction to Android Wear. If you have some questions about how to get things done, you can always send me a note or a message over Google Plus or Twitter, and I will upload these slides and all the information I presented to you onto my Google Plus stream, so you can find it there. So yeah, questions or yeah. Thanks. Yeah.
This time we have 2 books.
Yeah. Hello. You say that there is no network access from the watch?
Yeah, there's
Even
no network.
But the latest version wasn't supposed to have Wi-Fi?
Yeah, it has Wi-Fi, but only for this cloud notification thing.
Oh.
And if you're trying to do a direct connection from your watch when it's connected to a network, you just get a timeout or not responding exception. There's no possibility to do that, and, unfortunately.
You have full access to the watch sensors?
Yeah, you have full access to them. If you're doing a native application, if you're doing this with the notifications, you can add all this kind of pages, etc. But if you want that access to the sensors and everything, it's like Android on the phone. You have to write a mobile app, which more or less is the same like writing an app for an Android handheld. Just keep in mind that it has a very small and tiny battery, and they don't keep on the screen every time, and so yeah.
And a very specific one. You know if you have access to the health wallet on Google Fit?
Excuse me, what?
The wallet on Google Fit, the health wallet.
The health wallet?
Yeah, well, it's called. It's you can communicate with Google Fit to get data from Google Fit.
I don't think so. I've never used this or done this in this case. But I think you have to communicate first with the handheld device, and the handheld device does all the things for you. So I think directly on the watch, no.
Thank you.
So they separated it quite a lot, so that you use this kind of Google Play service API.
Great talk, thank you. Yeah. So if I want to start developing for Android Wear, can I start? Or we know that there are the emulators. Until how far can I go with that? Or do I need? Can I go ahead? Can I develop the whole thing and then test it only, or I do need really the watches to?
No, at the beginning there was just a very limited API, but at the end, currently there are full Android Wear emulators, and you can test it with a real device. You have to download this Android Wear companion app to your handheld, and then you can connect it to your emulator, and it's completely working as a normal watch. But it's different if you have to want access to the sensor data, and so you can really emulate it on a good way on this emulator thing. So it's better to test on a real device, but you can start developing.
Okay, I have another question.
Yeah.
How many times have you jumped from a plane?
I knew this question would come. 180 times. So the next one, please.
What happened when more than one application will register on some voice action?
Yeah, on some voice action, then it prompts you, like when you have an intent which is launched, then it shows you dialog the first time, and then you have to select which app should be fired or opened, and then you have to select it on the. You can change it on the companion app in the menu, which app to select the next time.
In this card stream,
yeah.
you see on the main page, how the priorities are handled. Do you have any control over it? So
yeah, I think it's like the notification priority on your mobile phone. You know, you can set a priority and then it gets sorted into this kind of stream.
all right, thank you.
Hi, I wanted to ask about data API and message API, and also the new API, channel API. Did you use it maybe?
The channel API, unfortunately not. But what's the question regarding? Maybe I could help
I
you there.
wanted to ask about callbacks, for example, for progress of sending files or messages. And also, did you use any callbacks for completed actions, or did you just send back the action with the same API, declaring separate, this was not nodes, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know. So you're just wanting to, like, when you're tapping something on the device or doing some processing, so how I know on the Wear app that the process completed on my handle app.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can do it like on many ways. If you do it like with the message API to send like the percentage that where the process is currently 25% completed or what, then you just fire this message to the Android wearable, and that will receive it and display it. So you could do it that way, or if you don't need to like to know the process, you could just like display a progress drawable and maybe listen for errors or whatever, and then you can send like via the message API a message that is containing like or an error occurred, and then you can react on your wearable like that. Or another way approach would be to use like the data API, and then you just like put your results in this data object and then sync it over to the wearable. And if you implemented the listener, the on data event data change listener, then you directly get asynchronous call and can react to this event.
I see. Thank you.
Hi. Thank you for this great speech. I would like to ask you two questions, maybe about some future of Android Wear. Is it planned to, I don't know if Google or Android cooperate close with some producers of the devices, of the watches, but is there any plan to equip watches to some SIM slots for the SIM cards or something like that?
Yeah, currently this was a question frequently asked on the internet, but currently Google is not planning, as I know, Google is not planning to support like the SIM card feature, because they are always wanting the direct connection to their phone, to the phone, and they don't not want this standalone watch thing, because the idea behind Android Wear is much more to integrate all this information you get from your phone into your everyday life, and it's not like porting or using a wearable as your main mobile phone or whatever, you know. So because then you would it would even take more time to interact with this thing, and that makes no sense then.
Okay, thanks. I got a second question.
Yeah.
Is there some problems with the localizations for Android Wear? For example, I hear that probably there can occur some problems when we want to prepare some application for Android Wear, which should work with, for example, Android on phone with Polish localization. Is something like that? I mean, it's
not that I know. So I created already some wearable apps in different languages, and that they worked without any problems for me. I don't know if there's like a bug or something with right to left, like Arabic or something like that. I don't know that because I haven't looked into this. But as far as I know, no.
Okay, thanks.
There are are some circle devices, and there are some maybe difficulties with this, like cropped layouts or something.
Yeah, you can just add your layout, and at runtime Android Wear selects the right layout if you have like a rectangle layout or a round layout, and you can detect if the layout if the device is a round device or rectangle device. And you even have in the support library, in the Wearable support library, a view that is called box inset layout. You can place it in your XML file, and it will automatically fit into the device screen. So you don't have some edges cut off on a round device, and there are many like different approaches to achieve what you want, like when you're having when you're having a round or rectangular device.